on this computer and we're going to share the screen. So share this screen here and with sound. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So I want to talk to you about the cash flow quadrant. Okay. And the reason why I want to talk about this first is because here, let's put that over there so it's out of my way. The reason why I talk about this first is because this kind of sets the stage for what is going on. Okay. Because it's a mindset is really what it is. It's you can spend 24 hours a day working for somebody else and you get paid X dollars, but you've only got 24 hours a day. So let me walk you through the cash flow quadrant. So in this section here, we've got employees. All right. And these people pay the most taxes and they make the least amount of income and they also buy the most doodads. And so you go, well, what's a doodad? I haven't read Robert Kiyosaki. What's a doodad? So a doodad is what the bank, it's an expense for you. So it's money going out. You're dishing money out for it, and you're not getting money back for it. Okay. On the bank's ledger, they often call those things, they call those things assets. So things that qualify as assets are like your house, for example, is an asset according to the bank. Your car is an asset. Your snowmobile, your motorbike, your boat, your yacht, whatever. Okay, all of these things are assets because on the bank's ledger it is an asset, but on your ledger, on your bank, it's not. It's a doodad. And so, what I want to explain today is you need to have assets working for you. That way, you make money passively. Okay, and this is in this quadrant here in employees, they buy the most assets, the most doodads, and they don't buy assets. Okay. When we go to the next quadrant down, this is self-employed. This is an easy transition. For example, doctor, lawyer, a consultant, an accountant, but also people like laborers or painters, contractors, plumbers, all of those, they go into this category kind of self-employed because oh, I can do it better than my boss does. I can charge better than my boss does, and I can get better clients. Okay. So people transition often into self-employed and they get better breaks on their taxes. Again, go talk to your tax consultant because they're the ones that understand the tax and you need to talk to them. Okay. But you get better tax breaks. The next category, business. This is where people want to be. And the reason why people want to be in here, the right-hand side of the quadrant is because it's the concept of 100 people, you get 1% of their efforts, and that makes it so that you are got passive income coming towards you. Now, here's another thing. Type of businesses that fit into this are like to get onto this category, you need to pay a fee, for example, and sit on the board of directors of a business. Okay. So that's one way to get passive income. Another way is through franchises. Okay, like McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Starbucks, whatever. Okay, those are franchises, and you got to pay $1 million to buy a franchise, and you're buying a business system. Other companies that fit into this category are word of mouth companies because the buy-in is often cheaper, and it's a business system. So that's where this is. Let's talk about the investor category from now until the end of the call. In the investor category, this is where you want to be because you have your assets are making you money. Back to the example over here. Why is your house not an asset? Is because it's not making you money. But if you rent out a room or the basement or whatever, and you've got a tenant in there, either through Airbnb or a permanent tenant, now this asset is now making you money. That's what you want, is making you money passively. Okay. And here's the reason why is you want to have money coming into your life passively. Again, like I said, everybody only has 24 hours in the day. How many jobs can you pick up? How much time do you have to work for someone else? And so by increasing your passive income, it makes it so that at some point in time, as your passive income passes your expenses, you're now out of the rat race. And being out of the rat race means you're self-employed. You're not self-employed. You're self-contained. You are independently wealthy. Let's call it that word. That's a fun word. But your passive income is greater than your expenses. It means that you can now breathe. You are in control of your time, and time is the most precious element. Okay, you're in control of your time, and your bills are being paid, and therefore you can spend time doing whatever you want. Hey, so put in the chat what is the number that is your passive that you know this, I need to make this much a day to be able to have my bills covered. I need to make this much a month to have my bills covered. Okay, put in the chat. Also, you can put in the chat who wants to have passive income. Just put a 1 in the chat. I want to have passive income. Yeah. Okay. But this is really important. And let me tell you why this is really important is because your ability to buy is going down. Okay. So we look over the last 100 years of the US dollar. The US dollar and the Singapore dollar and the Japanese yen, these are really strong markets. Okay. Other dollars like the Argentinian peso, the Venezuelan bolivar, those other markets, those are very poor markets. But let me tell you, in those markets, in 20 years and less, this is what the chart looks like for them. It's gone down to nothing. Okay. The money that they have, they cannot spend. Overnight, the inflation is so high. Okay. And so if you look at those charts and in 20 years, that's what happened to them, I would conjecture this pathway here is the same pathway that we are still going to go down, and our dollar, the value, the ability to buy stuff gets less and less and less, and the cost of living goes up and up and up. And let me explain is, back in the 80s, people noticed that they started to have a second job. Like my mother went to work type thing. And, in the 2000s, now both people you got to have 4 incomes coming into your household. Is it because you guys are not, knowing how to spend money properly, not finances properly? Maybe. But really, it's because the ability to buy stuff is going down. Okay. And this ability to buy stuff is what's tanking the economy. And so we need to take control of our finances. The video I wanted to show you, he talked more about that. And I clicked on the wrong one. Big deal. But I will explain what's going on with compared to the dollar. Hey, Window, why don't you tell me about this picture here, if you'd like? That way, so people don't have to listen to me talk all the time, if you want.
So we're doing a tag team on y'all tonight. Tag, you're in.
Okay, you're in.
We're in the middle of a WWE wrestling match right now, and we just tagged me in. So looking at the screen, 50 years ago, to prove what Walter just said, that the dollar is going down. Not if we think it is, not I'm not sure, maybe, perhaps, you could be right. No, we can kill all that with numbers. Numbers don't lie. People do. And they over exaggerate, but numbers don't do that. $6,000 to buy a Corvette base model 50 years ago. 34 ounces of gold would get you that Corvette $6,000 50 years ago. 1,200 ounces of silver will got you that Corvette 50 years ago. Bitcoin was not around. There was no Bitcoin. But if, to prove a point, it was, Bitcoin would have been 0.0009, a fraction of a penny. That means it would have took 6.6 million plus Bitcoins to do the same thing gold, silver, and the dollar does. Now, fast forward 50 years later, this year, the base model Corvette is about 70 grand. Notice the dollar it's not less dollars or about the same or slightly more. No. It's an 11x plus. That's how much buying power has been lost in the last 50 years alone, that it takes 11 times plus what it took to get the same thing. Did the technology go up in the car? Yes. Is that why the price is 11 times more? No. How do we know that? Look at the next 3. Gold actually held value and actually went higher. 25 grams of, I mean, silver, I mean, 25 ounces of gold as opposed to 34. See how real money works compared to not real money? Silver, not even double. Need another 800 ounces to your 1,200 ounces to get that car today. It held the value. It didn't go way down. You had to do multiples. But if Bitcoin's around, it's not money, but it is the number one currency on this planet by far ever created, period. 1.06 Bitcoin. Just 50 years ago, it would have took 6.6 million to show the value and how it held value and has exceeded 1.06. That was at 70,000 a Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is 97, 98, 100,000 for one Bitcoin. So actually today, it would take point some amount of Bitcoin, not even the whole one. I hope I cleared that up, Walter. Tag, you're it.
Thank you, Wendell. That is so awesome. Put in the chat, who would like to own Bitcoin? Okay. I know I do. All of these companies here do. These are lots and lots and lots of different companies that own Bitcoin. Here's a list of countries that own Bitcoin. All of these countries own Bitcoin. Who wants to own Bitcoin? Why do you want to own Bitcoin? Now, let's talk about that. Why would we want to own Bitcoin? As Wendell alluded to, Bitcoin is the best performing asset anywhere, ever. And it's only 15 years old, but 11 of the past 11 years, it's been the number one asset, performing asset ever in the past eight of the past 11 years. Okay. Now, other assets are really good. Like gold is a really good asset to hold. Yeah, that's great. Real estate, it's another really good asset to hold. Those are awesome. But the best one is Bitcoin. Why is Bitcoin the best one? Okay. The reason why Bitcoin is the best asset is because you don't have to, like, for example, use land. Well, it's really tough to pick up your land and move it over here if you have to leave for whatever reason. Really tough. Let's say you got some real estate. Well, it's great having real estate, but it's really tough to pick up your real estate and move it over here if you have to leave or do something. And also, when you've got real estate, you aren't in control of the price. Yes, you want to sell, but you may not be able to sell it at the price you want because other factors are in play. Okay. So although it's a great store of wealth for a long term, it's not the best. The best is Bitcoin. Here's some reasons why. Bitcoin price, we hit 100,000 yesterday or the day before. This is so cool. Okay. So price of Bitcoin is going up. Yes, there are times when it will dip, and that's okay. That's because it's on sale. Okay. So, but if you look at the long run of the chart over the long period, over the long run, it's going up in price. Yes, every time it goes down, that's a time it's on sale, and you get to buy some more. It's on sale, buy some more. That's perfectly okay. I do that too. Okay. The long run for Bitcoin is they're talking being in the millions of dollars in the next few years. And these are experts talking, not just me. Okay. I'm not an expert. I'm just your local IT guy. Okay. Here's the other reason why Bitcoin is such a powerful asset to own is because of scarcity. Okay. So items that are scarce are valuable. And if it's not destructible, it's valuable. Okay. So these are lots of reasons why Bitcoin is the best asset ever is because it's not destructible. You can't destroy it. It's scarce. So there's only so much of it. It's easy to move from place A to place B. It's just a piece of intellectual property that I can hold in my pocket, my brain, and I can transfer whatever amount I want to anyone I want. I can transfer a little bit, or I can transfer a lot. I just realized that I turned off my video, so you guys didn't see me talking to you. You know, so what happens with Bitcoin is to create Bitcoin every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is created is able to be created is halved. That's what the halving stands for. Okay. Every 4 years, it halves. That means the ability to create it goes down or it becomes more difficult. The other aspect of Bitcoin is the desirability for it is going up. Okay. Other experts have said, and I agree with them 100%, they expect that Bitcoin will back, like, for example, the US dollar. Okay. Because right now it's not being backed by anything and they can print off as much as they want. Okay. And so Bitcoin is a desirable item and will become more desirable as time goes on. Okay. Another reason why Bitcoin is a very useful is it stores of value, is it stores its value over time. Other items, they don't store their value as well. Okay. They go up and down and they don't store the wealth. Okay. So these are reasons why Bitcoin is the best asset ever. Okay. It's a piece of intellectual property. Okay. So let's talk about 4 ways that you can acquire Bitcoin. The fourth one doesn't count because it's illegal and it's theft. Okay. Lots of governments are doing that right now. But so we'll take that one off the chart. The best 3 ways, the best 3 ways is mining it. And that is the best way. And I'll explain this one further. Mining it, or you can buy it, or you can do your goods and services and get paid in it. Okay. And so either one of these 3 are legitimate ways to acquire Bitcoin. And acquiring a Bitcoin is really important. So let's talk about mining it. Why is mining it the best way? Let me explain how mining works. Okay. So the way mining works is this is a mining machine. Let me put the picture on your side of the picture. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is just a computer. It's just a mining machine. And what computers do is they do mathematical computations. That's what they're good at. That's why they're created. And so this is a whole rack of miners. And what they do is they detect movement on the network. Okay. And the network is the blockchain. And so what happens is person A decides to move Bitcoin from place A to place B. And that's perfectly okay. In this example, this block right here, someone decided to move $160,000 worth of Bitcoin in this block here. $9.15 million worth of Bitcoin was moved from place A to place B. Okay. So what happens is, oh, and here's a nice one. Look at that. $14.6 million. Okay. Well, let's just choose a little teeny weeny one just for fun. $97. Hey, that was my transaction. I moved that one. So what happens is in real time, these blocks are represent as a graphical interface representing the blockchain. Okay, so every single one of these blocks falling down is movement in the network. And so what the miner does is he detects the movement in the network and it starts to do a mathematical computation. The first computer to arrive at the mathematical computation posts it on the blockchain. Every other computer after that, it's a confirmation. Okay. But only the first computer that posts it actually earns the commission. On this one, the commission was 3,000 sats. Okay. On this one, the commission was, wow, not much difference, 2,000 sats. Okay. Actually, the fee was 12 sats. Okay. So what happens is only the first computer that performs the transaction first receives the commission. That process of revealing that block makes it so that this block here, every 10 minutes is revealed. Okay. And so every 10 minutes, this block is then dumped into the mining farm. Only the computer that put it there, that used the CPU power to put it there, can then take it back out. Okay. And every 10 minutes, a little bit of Bitcoin is created. So 15 years ago, let's call it $10 was created every 10 Bitcoins was created every 10 minutes. Now it's significantly less than that. I don't know what the number is, but it halves every 4 years. And so the amount of Bitcoin is created, but then that creation of Bitcoin and the commission is then dumped into the mining pool, and the mining pool, only the computer that put it into the mining pool can pull it back out. That's really important because this is where we come in. Okay? we speed up the mining process, and I'll explain how we speed it up. We speed it up with a USB device. It's called a bit booster. Okay. Now you don't have to plug this booster into your machine. What this booster is it's housed at the server room in Kuala Lumpur. It's housed there on site. And so they've got a high-speed internet connection to connect to the network. And what the booster does is it detects the movement on the network, and then it supplies those jobs to the miner. Okay. And so what happens is the miner becomes more efficient because now it's only processing those jobs that need to get done. The other jobs, the confirmation, the booster doesn't even give those jobs to our miners because they're not getting paid for it. So we don't need to do them. Other computers can do them. That's okay. Okay. And so we give the job to the miner, and the miner becomes more efficient. And so there's like 5 or 10 computers that one booster is in charge of, and it just feeds each one of these miners the job. Feed this one. And so it keeps those mining machines efficiently using their electricity. Now, that's how it becomes more efficient, is because the miners aren't doing idle work, and they're not doing jobs that have nothing to do, that they won't get paid on. Okay. So in these past 6-7 months, we have produced an amount of Bitcoin, and every day we create Bitcoin as a result. So we've got 3 mining companies that we've got contracts with, and each one of these mining companies is certified with their respective governments. This is really important because everything is legal all along the way, because we have got a product that is legal, and we want it to be able to get into the hands of people. Okay. So the sharing works like this: 60% goes back to the miners, 35% goes to the marketing team, and 5% goes to the back to the company. Now the company has to keep the lights on. They have to pay their really good ITT team, and they have to pay their accounting team, which is really good as well. Okay. And so all of these factors are where the Bitcoin is being distributed. Now, just to clarify, the mining machine produces X amount of Bitcoin a day. Okay. We are actually on top of that. So they are receiving whatever Bitcoin they were actually making, and we make it more efficient for them. And so we share the part that we contribute in addition to how much they were making, because they know how much they were making. Okay. And so on the 2nd of April, we'd made 10 Bitcoin. On the 5th of May, we'd made 50 Bitcoin. On the 26th of June, we'd made 100 Bitcoin. We've made way more than that subsequent to that. But dividing this number up, so 100 of the 100 Bitcoin that was made by June 26th, 60 of it went back to the miners. 35 of it goes to the marketing plan, and 5 went to the parent company. Okay. So, hey, Wendell, I want to tag team with you again.
Yeah, I'm here going in the ring at the same time. Let's go.
That's right. But you know what? We're going to talk.
I wonder which side I'm going to be on.
Yeah, I wonder which side. I'll take the old school way. You know, like our grandfathers had to go to work, and they worked at one place every day, and they worked there for 1,000 years. So I'll take the old school way, and I'll let Wendell take the new way. Okay. So
finally, I get to have the fun side.
Woohoo! Yeah. So in the old school way, I had to buy a business. So I bought a business for $50,000. Could be whatever kind of business, but the monthly costs, like, you have to keep the lights on. I got to keep on buying product, and I got to keep on, paying my employees. Okay. So I bought a business for $50,000. Hey, Wendell, what you doing over there on your side, man?
Well, I took my $50,000 and I got me 50 BitBoosters.
That sounds pretty good so far, buddy. Okay, so I've got monthly costs $1,000, but so let's estimate my monthly income is about $1,000. So I made $2,000, $1,000 it went back into the business. How about you? What's going on with you, buddy?
Oh, I'm chilling. My estimated income per month Oh, I'm sorry, per day. You're already on the monthly stuff. I'm telling. Let's go back to my daily. Per day, 24 to 48 hours later, after it cuts off. I mean, not cuts off. After the machines are cut on, we are literally being paid every single day. Now, comparing it monthly, you got bills when you started. You paid 50,000. You had to put more in. Nope, nope, nope. About estimated $200 a day.
Wow.
Monthly, that's about $6,000 a month, and I'm doing zero work.
You're doing zero work, buddy? Oh, I hate that. I got the short end of the stick, man. Okay, yearly income. I've got $12,000. How about you? What you got?
12,000 for the year. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get about an estimated 72,000 with no work. The machine's just paying us every single day in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Hey, so I bet you you must have gone and talked to, 1,000 people and they're all on your team and you're like making buku bucks because of that, right?
Everything on this screen is from what me and my wife went and turned on the machines that we wanted, and this is what would happen in that scenario. When I go talk to more people, that's a whole different story. What you're looking at this screen has nothing to do with signing up or talking to anybody.
Wow. That is really slick. I think I chose the wrong job. Who wants a regular job? Stick a number one in the chat, or who wants 50 boosters? Put 50 in the chat. I'm going to go on. Let's talk about real estate. So, because real estate is a really good way to make money. Like we all agree with this. Like it's, been around for a long time. It's a great way to make money. Okay. Let's say I buy a property for $1,000, $100,000, one property. How much you bought there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm not so down with the old school. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the same $100,000. I'm gonna go ahead and get me 100 boosters.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So here's the things. I have to fix up my the unit. I have to do advertising, and I've got weekly, monthly sale, costs, all sorts of stuff. And I have no control over when it sells, if I'm going to sell it, because if I either get good terms or I get a good price. I can't have both. So let's say I decide to sell it and I got to manage tenants and all sorts of crap. All right. So how much you making a day there, buddy?
Well, I didn't have to fix anything. I didn't have to advertise, talk to nobody, weekly, monthly, hope to make a sale. I don't have any tenants to deal with. None of that. But daily, these machines making us about $400 a day. Zero work.
$100 a day. You're making
In
four hundred
Bitcoin,
dollars a
not
day.
dollars. That's Bitcoin.
You're making 400 bucks a day in Bitcoin, and I'm making nothing. This is not a good plan. All right. So my monthly estimated is I'm making 500 bucks a month off of this unit. How about you?
Monthly estimated about 12 grand.
Holy crap, dude. I think I went into the wrong business. Put in the chat who would sooner have boosters. I should have picked boosters. My yearly income, $6,000. How about you?
Estimated six figures, 144K.
Wow. And how many people did you go and talk to?
I still ain't talking to nobody, just letting it do what it do.
Just doing the stuff. I think I got the short end of the stick on that one, buddy. Okay, actually, I want to show this one first. Sorry, I skipped ahead on myself. Okay, so let's compare buying boosters to owning Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is really slick. Okay, you got Bitcoin and it's going up in price. That means tomorrow I could take a couple of pennies off my Bitcoin, and I've got more value for it, right? Yeah. So let's talk about this one. So let's decide that you take one Bitcoin and you decide to buy 70 boosters with it. Now, at the time, it was $70,000 when this was created. Now it's $100,000. But let's just say you bought 70 boosters. So Wendell, you bought 70 boosters today. How much a year are those boosters gonna make for you?
The same thing they made when I got them last time. It's gonna be the same amount every year.
It's about the same amount. So next year, will you still have the 70 boosters?
Yep.
Yeah. And how much Bitcoin did it make next year?
About 1.8 million estimated. I'm
Wow.
sorry, 1.8 Bitcoins estimated, almost doubled with no work.
Wow. And the year after that, how many boosters do you have?
If I'm not compounding, which in my personal opinion, not financial advice is a great idea, but if I'm not doing that, those machines are still there making more Bitcoin.
So let me get this straight. You power up the machine one time, only one price, only one cost. You bought it, and now it works for you forever.
The world has changed. So long as that machine is working, could be years and years and years and years. You don't have to do anything else. Once they're on, they're on. This is literally like turning on a light switch in your house and the lights come on. You turn on the machine and the power comes on and the Bitcoin starts to fly in and you get to collect it. That's all the machine does. We're buying a product. We're not mining. We're not arbitraging. We're not doing any of that. We bought a product that gives us Bitcoin.
Wow. And so I'm going to insert, this is my perspective as an IT guy. Okay. So I've got lots of USB devices, from I've got 20 years worth of USB devices. The USB device has no moving parts. And so there's nothing to break down. Okay. From my perspective, that's super cool. All right. Hey, so I want some input from the chat. Lace, can you tell me some numbers on who, like when I asked for people, hey, what's their break-even point? Can you tell me where most people ended up? How many boosters that they think that what's the amount of dollars they need a day to cover that? I don't, like I said, I can't see the chat.
Pardon, Walter?
Hey, so how many people? What's the break-even point for most people?
Break-even point? I don't even know what a break-even point is.
Oh, well, let's have a talk about that. The break-even point is when your passive income is greater than your expenses. So if you've got expenses every month, let's say it's $3,000 worth of expenses, you need to have a break-even point of about $3,000 of passive income to get to that break-even point, right?
Okay, so you got to get $3,000 to pay off your bill.
Yeah. And so if you got bills, you need to pay your bills every month, right? Everybody has bills. So that sounds to me like somewhere between 50 and 40, maybe 30 boosters is what someone needs so that they are making enough income a month.
Oh, okay. So you want to know what I would be happy with?
Well, not you specifically, just on average, what's their break-even point? What are
Okay, because
what are
I'm
the chat saying?
starting like small, I would say for me, I've got two, and that's pretty doing me well because every 3 to 4 days I get to order another one. So
Hey, Walter, I got you a number. It's about $4,000.
About $4,000. Yeah. So that's like 40 boosters that people need to have, between 30 and 40 boosters to make about $4,000 a month. That's what the numbers say. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I myself, you can start wherever you're at. Okay, so this is the thing. You need to go, where do I want to be? What's my break-even point? Can I do that right now today? Can I buy 50 boosters? Well, in my case, I couldn't. Okay. So I had to go with option number 2. Well, where can I start? That's what I need to start with. Many people start with 10 boosters. Some people start with one. Lots and lots of people start with one booster, and that's perfectly great. One booster will get you about $3 to $5 a day, about $120 a month. 10 boosters will get you $30 to $50 a day, about $12,000. Again, the 50 boosters is kind of where most people want to be, and they get 150 to $250 a day, about $6,000 a month. Some people, because of their situation or whatever it is, they had to start a little bit smaller at one share, and that's okay. We all start wherever we're starting. Hey, Wendell, I heard about a lady from Singapore. What did she do?
This young lady went to home office. She convinced herself. She went and proved it. Flew to Malaysia. Went through the whole tour. Met all the owners. Touched all the BitHarvest plugins in the server room. Saw the building, the views. She did all that. Went home. Dropped 560,000 USDT in her account. Turned around and got 560 BitBoosters. Her estimated income was about $2,500 a day. Remind you, let's just be clear, not dollars, not the nonsense, not the one going to zero. It was in Bitcoin. A few weeks go by, the lady comes back, loads her account up again with $1 million in USDT. She drops that in her account. She clicks to 1,000 and adds another 1,000 machines. Now she has 1.5 million, if you want to call it at risk, invested, whatever you want to say. That's what she felt comfortable with at that time. She put that in and sent her income to an estimated $6,000 a day. Wow. In Bitcoin, not dollars.
Bitcoin.
The last time we heard about this young lady, I think it was last month, November. We actually found out, I think Jen talked to her. She happened to be at home office when he was there. He talked to her and found out she owns some kind of factory. I don't know if she has a huge cash reserve just sitting there dwindling away. I was like, hey, I need to put this to work. Or she has an investment strat. I don't know what she's doing, but she dropped 2 more million, 1 million at a time in her account, got 2 more million, a total of 3.5 million. That's going to be paid off in just months. Estimated daily income at 3,500 machines, those BitBoosters, is an estimated 14 grand a day.
A day. Isn't that something else, eh? Wow. Hey, so how, at this rate, how long will it take a booster to pay for itself? About approximately.
I would say anywhere between, I've seen 5 months, I've seen 7, 8, 9, 3. It all depends. I can tell you from our personal experience what happened to us. Again, I'm not focusing on the whole going out and telling a whole bunch of people, hope they all come in. I told people, and I keep it moving because I'm looking at our numbers. But because I focus on our numbers first, the cake, the matter that really matters, and the icing being sharing it with others, because I did that, we had 20 machines. We already got that all back. We made more than what we put in. And this is our 4th month, just starting like yesterday. It was 4 months from August 5th when we started, or 3rd or whatever it was, till now. That's what we did. Literally, way back in August, built up ourselves to 20 machines in a matter of weeks. Here it is, 4 months later. Last month, November, we made more than we put in. Literally.
Nice. I gotta love that. Making more than you put in, because what's the object here is that you make yourself whole. You get your account whole. And in this example where, like she walked in, bought another 1,000 boosters, she wanted a pay raise. That's all she wanted was a pay raise. And so she bought some more boosters and she now makes more every month, every day, So let's talk about where the office is. Okay, a little bit about that, because that's kind of important, don't you think? So the office is in Kuala Lumpur, and it's called BitHarvest. And this is a picture of the server room. There are 3 rooms like this. This is the server room in the main office. This is if you here, and there's also 2 other warehouses that hold the lots and lots of our boosters. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a teeny weeny little video, and that it just my friend, he walked into the office. And I'll explain as we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on silent, because that way I can talk instead of the person talking. Oh, it is on silent. Perfect. And then I'm going to quickly fast forward, because then we can just see the parts I want to show you. Okay. So this is my friend that walks into the office there, and she's going to do an introduction. And what happens is each one of these trays here holds it holds 20 boosters, each one of these trays. And so in this server room alone, there's like 1,000 boosters in the server room, and each one is numbered. Now the numbering is really important. It's like an IMEI number, like your cell phone or your computer. It has a MAC address, okay? Because it has to connect to the network, and so it knows where it is in the world of what's going on. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit because the booster interacts with our this right here. Sorry, this right here is each one of the boosters on this rack here is interacting with the mining farm on the transactions in real time. What's going on? I can't read it, but I had someone that could read it at the time, and he was there reading it to me. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But so this is the interface that is going on right now. Okay, and so we have an app on our phone that we can see our back office, and we can see what happens is here he's showing us that all of the boosters are active on his account. Okay, and what she's going to do is she's going to pull that booster out, and she's going to withdraw. She's counting off which one it is because that way she knows. And so his booster in real time is getting pulled out. That one right there pulls it out. And on his device, what we will see is on his device, it then goes to inactive right there. And then what we can do is he'll look at the bottom of the screen and he'll show you the IMEI for that particular device. Now, the IMEI, like I said, every single device has its own IMEI because it has to connect to the network. And we'll see the next page when it comes up that it'll show that it is inactive. There we go. Right there, number 17. This IMEI is the IMEI that they're about to show us. And so in real time, pulls it out, is no longer active, and then she puts it back in and it's active. And so that's the IMEI. Oh, I paused it too short, sorry. But that's the device. So what's gonna happen is when they plug it back in, is that'll then come up live. She just plugged it in, bloop, and we come back down to his computer, and 17, it's now active right there. It's the same one. And you go up to the top and it's active again. Okay. So this is it interacts with us, with our app. It interacts with the server, it interacts with the mining farms all at the same time. And so this is if there's something happens to your device, then the IT department that's over there, they will just simply pull it out, swap it out, and then they'll replace it, no problem. Okay. Let me talk a little bit more about the company. This here. Okay. Anybody that has anything to do with finances, FinCEN stands for Financial Investigation Crimes Network. Financial Crimes Investigation Network. Okay. So this is a government in the United States agency. Okay. And there it is, Financial Crimes Investigation Enforcement Network. And this, take your phone, get the QR code, it'll blip right to this website, and you can put in the registration number 310002702605994. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, to have your MSB license, you have to go through and do a little bit of accounting, because what they're concerned about is laundry of money. Okay, so let me describe a business to you where people put money in at the bottom and other people take the money out at top. Okay, otherwise known as a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so this, being a member of the MSB, having an MSB license, is you have to prove that the money is not being laundered, that this is where the money's coming from and where the money's going to. Okay, and so we receive our money from the mining machines. That's where we receive it from. And we had to prove that. And that's how come we have a financial MSB license. Now, as a result of having this MSB license, we have a Visa debit card coming out this month, and it'll be another way for us to withdraw our funds. Okay. So this is really cool. Let's go in here and talk a little bit about people in the business. Okay, so this here, actually right here, this is Logan Lee. Okay, so he is the CEO. he and Lenny Herlin created this company back in March, and he basically is the financial backing for the operations. Okay, he had a mining little hobby mining farm that he was running. Okay. Oh, by the way, yeah, you can go and buy your own mining machine if you want, $10,000. Okay, produces about $5 a day. So he had his own little hobby mining farm, and the thing about mining farm is you have to pay fees, you have to pay the rent, you have to pay electricity, and you have to keep upgrading the hardware because it's it deteriorates over time. And so he was looking for a better way to improve the efficiency of his little mining operation. And this is where Lenny Herling comes in. Lenny Herling worked on the Ethereum when it was created. And so he's got a really good understanding of crypto and of mining. And so he actually had the software that he created for this running for about 2 years before these guys got together. As a result of them getting together, we now have conglomerated the hardware and the software, and it's our hardware, it's our software, and we, the owners of the boosters, get to buy the boosters and get contribute to this operation, and we get to receive Bitcoin every single day. These guys have been done lots of Zoom calls with Binance, and those interviews are online. You can access them. It's not a problem. Okay. And this is like really cool stuff. Let me tell you about this though. This is so awesome. These guys walked into the Crypto Expo in Dubai in May. Okay. And we're only just a month old company. All right. And they walked in, and our peers gave us this award for the best crypto services provider, and we won that award on the 20th of May. Okay, and that's the first of two awards that we've won. Okay, so here's a little bit of what's going on. We've had all sorts of meetings all over the place in Singapore, Dubai, all sorts of the place. Now, this is people go, well, can I buy this business? Can I get in? Yeah, come on in. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter, because the product is not being shipped out the door. It's being housed in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, that's where it's being housed. And so you can buy a product online. There's no shipping costs. There's no postal strike costs. There's no open the box because the postal likes to charge you some extra money for fun costs. There's none of that. You just buy the product, and day one is you buy the product. And I would encourage you to go do that today. Day two, it comes live on your account after power cycle of the server. Because what happens is an IT guy has to go take a box, take it out of the box, take the IMEI number, log it to your account. This is the one that's assigned to you. Plunk, put it into the server. Okay, so that's what he does. And then the server power cycles in the middle of the night. You get an email saying this device has been plunked into the server and has been assigned to you. You get an email, and it'll show as inactive on your account. And then it power cycles in the middle of the night, and it will flip to active. So that's day two. It now flips to active. On day three and onward, you get Bitcoin every single day. And like Wendell said, compounding is the cat's ass, because like it's the best thing ever, because I take a little bit of what I've earned, and I withdraw a little bit, and I buy another booster. And so every time I compound my account, it pays me more than what it paid me the time before. Okay, so let's talk about the timeline here. So we were created at the very Q, of 24. So in February, we started doing all the processes to become a business, and by March we formed the company. Okay, so in April we got insurance from Alliance, so that's really cool. And in May we got our award that I told you about. Okay, and so this is going along. As we continue on, we've got other things going on. We've got other events going on, and we're coming out with an award. So let me talk to you about this right here. this is the pathway. Okay, so number one, boosters are for sale. By the way, there's only 500,000 of them for sale. And what's going to happen is because this month we've got the Visa debit card coming out, so it's another way to withdraw funds. And we've got an in-house coin, and this is another way to make money, because once all of the boosters are sold, we will start mining our coin as well, because it's going to be created into its own network, and then it'll be traded on other platforms like Binance and stuff like that. Okay, so that was a brief overview of the company, and I'm going to stop my share, and we can talk about any questions. There aren't any questions? Stick up your hand if there's any questions, because we want you to feel like I'm hearing you. Okay. Are there any comments in the chat I need to deal with? Janet, let's go over here, and I will make it so that I can view. There we go. All right, Janet, if you'd like to unmute yourself, go ahead, please.
Hi, how is everybody? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
This is my question. I've been here every call for months, but what I'm trying to figure out in my little head, you know how they only make so many Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
And then Jan says that we make the money off of the transactions. I under that. How are we creating new Bitcoin?
Okay, so were you here at the beginning of the call?
Yeah, I'm here at the beginning of the call, every call.
Okay, so I'll briefly say it again. Okay, so the Bitcoin is created during the transaction process of when Bitcoin is moved from place A to place B. Okay, Bitcoin is then revealed in the block every 10 minutes. That process of moving Bitcoin from place A to B reveals Bitcoin, and the miner machine that put the Bitcoin, that made the transaction, that Bitcoin goes into the block and they receive the reward. Part of the revealing of the block process is then every like the amount of Bitcoin that's created on each block every 10 minutes is a set fixed amount. Okay, like I said, 15 years ago it was 10 Bitcoins. Now it's something significantly less, because every 4 years it cuts in half. That process of mining is what creates new Bitcoin.
I get it. I get it now.
Very good.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
If you don't, I'm gonna jump in real quick just to be clear. We are not making Bitcoin. I think that's why a lot of people is sticking, because she said in her mind, she's wrapping her mind around how are we making Bitcoin. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah,
we're being paid on the transactions of the beast called Bitcoin. BitHarvest is not making Bitcoin. That is already happening before there was a BitHarvest. Since 2009, Bitcoin is being made without us. Farming plants now, they make, or not make, but they take the Bitcoin into their system and it's distributed. So we're a part of that distribution. We're not making Bitcoin. Just so people can rest about, well, how in the world are they making Bitcoin? There's only 21 million. I don't get it. That's probably why. Just going too deep on the thought process. We're not making Bitcoin. We are literally being paid on a machine doing what it was designed to do. That is it. That is that is absolutely it. Like, people are wasting, in my opinion, just a lot of thought process. The machine gets a portion of the distributed Bitcoin. We that are getting the machines are getting our cut. That's it. Like flipping a light switch comes on, put a key in the ignition, you turn it, the car goes on. It's the same thing. We are not making the car, we're not making the wheels, we're not making the gas that goes in the car. We're just getting the key that goes in the car. When you turn it, it comes on. That's all we're doing here. Just to be, if it'll help people really get past the whole, how is this possible? And yeah, just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because sometimes hearing it from another way of saying it, people go, oh, this is what you mean. Like, yeah, I've got an IT background, And so I'm trying to talk at your level. And so I'm trying to talk in a way that people go, oh, I get it. Sometimes it doesn't happen. So thank you, Window, for helping to clarify. Terrence, let me have you unmute. What's your question? Terrence, you'd like to unmute? Go ahead. You have a question?
Yes, I got it. I had to get to the unmute button. You hear me?
I can hear you perfectly great. Thanks for coming.
Okay, my question is, when we get paid,
Yep.
do we put an address in and do the commissions or pay come to our wallet directly or come to the back office and we have to withdraw it back into one of our own personal wallets? How does that work?
I'll be happy to answer that question. I actually go over that question in the second half of our call here, and I'll walk you through the back office and how to do that. But in short, you need to put your, day one when you create your, it doesn't matter when you create your account, but when you create your account, go into the back office, put your Bitcoin wallet address in there, so it's there. Put your BEP USDT address in there, so it's there. Put your USDT TRC20 address in there, so it's there, okay? Because once you put them there, those are your addresses, it takes 24 hours before you can make a withdrawal. And by the way, sometimes people have done the process too quick and tried to make a withdrawal, and technicals goes, wait a minute, that was like, and so they'll send you an email saying, hey, did you just add the address? Like, because they want to make sure that the person who created the account, it's their money, that they are able to withdraw it. Okay. So I'll go over this in the back office, but in short, your money arrives in the Bitcoin wallet every single day. Boom, 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 boom. And you can go in at your leisure and either A, convert it to USDT and withdraw it. The minimum withdrawal of USDT is $10. Or you can leave it as Bitcoin and withdraw it as Bitcoin. That's okay too. The minimum withdrawal is 0.001 Bitcoin. So today it's about $50. So the reason why that is important is because the Bitcoin is at the mining farm, is at the mining pool, okay? And only you can make a withdrawal of that Bitcoin. And so if you choose to withdraw it to your own external wallet, that's okay. Or if you choose to withdraw it and convert it into USDT, that's okay too. But either way, you're the only one that can pull that out. And yeah, make withdrawals on a regular basis. Yes, please do. Compound your account on a regular basis. Yes, please do. Because then you're getting paid more and more. Have I answered your question? Well, you're muted again. Don't worry about it. I don't. Terrence, let me pull you back up, ask you to unmute. Hopefully, there we go. Hopefully I answered your question.
Yeah, that sounds terrific. I just want to get that clarity, and I like your program. I think it's something that we can use in our program. So we're going to join the crew and see if we can make some money just like y'all do.
That's right. Welcome to the team. This is the best team. This is the best company I have ever found. Oh, Wendell kind of referred to this. Okay. So why is this company the best I've ever seen? Is because I bought the product the one time. There is no requirement to buy additional product if I don't want to. Okay. None whatsoever. In other systems, you have to buy a product and then the next month buy a product and then the next month buy a product. And they are forcing you to buy a product. Why? Because the purchase of the product is what makes you money in other systems. Okay. And so that's why people are required to buy each month. In this system, it's the product that actually makes us money. And so there's no requirement to force to buy more product. I would encourage you to compound your account and use a little bit and buy some more. And so this means that I bought it one time and I don't have a bill next month. I don't have a bill the month after that. I don't have any sort of reoccurring charges. I don't have any additional charges. I simply bought it the one time and now it works for me. Okay. That's one reason why this is the best company ever. The next is because we have our MSB license. We're a legal entity that we've been licensed with a legal entity in the United States with a government agency, and that license proves that we're not a Ponzi scheme. And because we had to go through financial acumen. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this before. In September of next year, so 2026, we're in the process right now of going through the process of doing the preparation to be able to be listed on NASDAQ. Okay. This is really important. To list on NASDAQ, we have to have an external auditor evaluate the money process. So money coming in, money going out, what's going on. Okay. And so to be listed on NASDAQ, this is like, wow. Okay. Another reason why this is the best company ever that I have ever seen. Okay. And another reason why is because the product itself works. We're buying an asset that works for us, and that asset produces money. And so if you want to go talk to your friend and say, hey, buddy, I'm making some money here. Would you like to too? Because that's what we do, because we want our friends to be happy as well. But it's not a requirement. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions?
Hey, Walter, real quick. I did hear, I think his name was Terrence. He said that they're going to add this to what they're doing because see if they might make some income doing this. Let's see if we can help Terrence understand what's happening here, because this ain't like trying to figure out the stock market. Hopefully you pick the right stock and it's not crashing when you buy it and you lose your behind, and then you try to pick the right investment vehicle. No. This is Bitcoin, and it only goes, in my opinion, again, we can show you the charts. It's been moving in one direction over time. Unlike the dollar, which is also moving in one direction, the opposite, called going to zero for sure. So if you could take the thing that's going to zero for sure, if it don't attach itself back to gold and silver, or if it don't add Bitcoin, going to zero like every currency in the history of man, if you could take that one that's a guaranteed loss and get the one that does nothing, in my opinion, we have facts to prove the numbers, that's going up. Let's see if we can help Terrence out in the chat. Everybody that has, we do this on our calls. I love this part. Everybody that has a part of a booster, whole booster, multiple boosters, it doesn't matter. If you are not being paid, Terrence, watch the chat. If you have been here and you are not being paid, now if you just got started today, okay, you get paid in about 48 hours. If you're past the 48-hour threshold, you've been getting paid. If that is not happening, put a 1 in the chat. Terrence, watch the chat, buddy. Check this out. You notice what's not happening, Terrence? We're not talking about if. I keep telling, once the machines are on, all you're going to do is get paid. Like if it breaks down, they're going to give you a new one. So there is no if we're getting paid or not. So watch this. And I'll kick it off. I'm sure Walter will be right behind me. If you are in here more than 48 hours and you have been getting paid every day since, please put a 1 in the chat. Terrence, do you notice any difference? Anything at all? Yeah. So anybody else who thinks, yeah, I want to maybe perhaps come over to you guys and maybe perhaps get paid every day. Again, I can't make a guarantee. I'm not saying the company's going to be here for 30 years, 1,000 years, never going to end. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, while this company is here and these machines are on, look at the chat. Every single one of us is being paid. So if you, Terrence, or anybody else turns on a machine, a part of a machine, or multiple machines, what have you, guess what's going to happen to you too? Not financial advice, just my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in case anybody has not looked at their account, I'm over here rolling over my pay. It's a funny thing. I'm actually rolling my pay over right now. Bitcoin's back over 100K. Remember yesterday, it dropped on sale. On sale, stop talking about a crash. Bitcoin does not crash. It went down to 93,000 yesterday from 100,000 the night before. It's back to 100,000. Bitcoin only goes on sale. The funny thing is with people, how come when a sale comes on for a shirt, your favorite pair of shoes, a car, whatever. Nobody runs around and says, "Oh my God, I can't believe velour just crashed. I can't believe Louis Vuitton, the bags went down in price. I can't believe it. It's a crash. I'm not touching that." You know what everybody does? 150 miles an hour in the other direction to that store, that car lot, and they buy. Why would you not do the same thing here? In my opinion, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm telling you what we did. It only makes sense when something's on sale. Why would you pay full price? When something's on sale, get it. The beautiful thing about these BitBoosters as well, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is high, low, or moving sideways, which it rarely does, but it doesn't matter because you're being paid in it every single day. It doesn't matter if it's up, down, or going sideways. Those are my 2 cents. Back to moving my funds.
Hey, thank you, Wendell. Hey, I forgot. I mentioned one other thing. There are 3 factors that cause the amount that we get paid in Bitcoin to go up or down. Okay, so the 3 factors are the price of Bitcoin. Okay, and the number of jobs that need to get done, so the amount of transactions that need to be performed, that can be performed, and the number of jobs that we pick up. So, okay, as a result of those 3 factors, it causes us to make a little bit different every day. It's no big deal. Okay, so if there aren't any other questions in the chat, I'm going to turn off the recording. And before I go turn off the recording, just one more thing. Okay, so you may be coming from this kind of a mindset where you've had stuff happen to you in the past, and that's okay. Okay, stuff happens, and you go, well, maybe okay. So you're losing money right now if you are not taking action because the ability to buy stuff in the dollar is going down. So you're losing money every day. Okay, I would encourage you, go talk to your friend that sent you this video, or if you're on this call, go talk to your friend. Tell them, hey, can I have your link? Go create your link today. Go put a little something in, figure out where you're at, figure out what your goal is, figure out where you're at, and figure out where you want to go, and start where you're at. Whatever that is, start where you're at. If you want to start with something small and get your feet wet, that's okay too. But take action. Okay? That's what I encourage you to do. I'm going to